Thanks for joining us. We're delighted to be here with Mark Ayton from the Lindsays Team, recently crowned the professional section champions. It doesn't get any bigger, Mark.
No, that's the best.
That is the pinnacle of the Call of Duty tournament. But I'm absolutely delighted for you. As well done. You overcame a really, really strong Angus Fruits team. But we'll get on to the match debrief in a minute. Where are you joining us from, Mark?
Well, right now I'm in my house, but yeah, I would normally be in office in Glasgow. But with everything going on, we're told to stay at home.
Things are looking a bit different now. I'm sure
Yeah,
everybody has noticed working from home is completely in the norm these days. And how are things at Lindsay's? How have you guys been adapting?
yeah, fine. I mean, we always did work from home to an extent anyway. So usually on a weekly basis, I would maybe be home 1 or 2 days anyway. So we had the capacity to adapt anyway. So it was just a case of everyone doing it all the time. But yeah, it was pretty seamless then.
And you've been involved in the esports now from game week, game day one. Probably feels like
Yeah,
quite a long time ago.
yeah,
You racked up a couple of kills from yourself there, 127 of your team's 641 kills. So it's a pretty good return, I'd say, Mark.
it's not bad actually. I'm okay with that. Yeah, 'cause I was definitely rusty.
Right. Uh, did it come across? We heard some chat from some of the other players about the nerves before the esports events kicked off. Did you have any of that, or any just a buzz and
Oh yeah,
excitement?
I was definitely nervous, but as soon as it starts, you kind of just get lost in it anyway. So that goes away quite quickly. But yeah, the kind of build up to you're like, oh my god, I hope I don't embarrass myself here.
No, it's about enjoying yourself. But you had some pretty
Yeah.
tight matches, tough matches, I would say, last
Oh
week.
yeah.
You played against game developers in Rockstar North, Highnet, who are the top killers in the whole tournament, and a very
Yeah.
strong BQI team. Could you pick out a favourite match, or who was the toughest opponent you faced?
Toughest was definitely high net. Like we couldn't believe. I mean, we couldn't even get a respawn. So yeah, they just really took it to us. And I think I put in a Discord chat the next day that I noticed the profile how there were basically celebrities. Like one is a Spanish pro league, one had auditioned for optics. I'm like, come on, like.
They
So yeah,
they have some pedigree. Two of them
oh
are
yeah,
in the top seven of the kill list, and they obviously have racked up 898 kills as a team, so they know how to play as a unit, and they're quite a force to
yeah,
be reckoned with now.
oh yeah.
And can we move on to the victory then against the individual top killer who was Kyle? He's got 462, pardon me, kills alone, and he was quite a formidable foe. But how did you find that? How did you manage to beat them last night?
Right. So he's the highest killer in the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me because he was really good, and actually during the game we tried to make a tactic of calling out where he was and avoiding him. So that seemed to work. But yeah, we were really glad to finally get a win because going 3 days, 3 games, no wins, it was just terrible.
oh well, look, it makes it all worthwhile. And has there
Yeah.
been much chat in the office about it? Have you been representing the Lindsay's brand proudly?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, each day that some people in the office have been asking how we're getting on, so it was good to finally give some good news today. Last week it was, yeah, we could beat again. We could beat again.
No, brilliant. I'm delighted for you, son. And obviously,
Yeah,
a huge driver behind your involvement was to support your chosen charity, which is Age UK. It's a
yeah.
huge driver behind our business, as you know from being involved in Business Fives before. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the charity and what you guys are doing to partner up with them this year?
Yeah, well, it's just for this time of year. I think Age UK is one of the charities that's really good to get behind because they do help the older generation that are sort of finding themselves isolated this time of year. So
Hmm.
it's something that's really good and easy to get behind. I'm part of the charities and social committee at Lindsays. So we do quite a lot of charity work throughout the year, and so at the moment we're also doing actually a step challenge this month to try and get up as many steps as we can, which is a good thing in November because usually you wouldn't even go outside and bother. And so for that one, we are donating money to Children's First.
Brilliant.
So equally like Age UK, it's helping sort of vulnerable groups at this time of year that really find themselves isolated and without any help. So yeah, it's good to get behind them.
Well, look, the Call of Duty won't be helping with the step challenge at all, I'm sure.
No, yes, I'm having to find time elsewhere to go out and get the steps in.
Fair play to you, fair play to you. Well, look, I'm sure both of them really, really appreciate your support. I know they do a huge amount for charity. You're involved in the personal injury team, pardon me, at Lindsays. How has your role adapted throughout lockdown, and has that changed much?
Well, no, again, because we work from home, we're kind of used to it. But in terms of sort of work, yeah, we deal with, our team's actually, it's Callio Claims, which is powered by Lindsays, the firm. So we are, we deal with compensation claims, like medical negligence claims and stuff. But we also have our specialist teams like road traffic accidents and accidents at work. So there was a kind of period during lockdown where there wasn't really many of them happening because no one was outside. But yeah, we deal with all that stuff.
Right, brilliant. Like I'm sure you're kept busy regardless in that kind of line of work.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's lots of work in it, and there's lots of different areas within, like I said, medical negligence and even in stuff like food poisoning and accidents abroad. So there's plenty of different types of claims we get in. Yeah.
And we'll look back to the esports. As I mentioned, you've racked up a fair amount of kills yourself. Could you pick out a highlight, a favorite moment in the match, or any memories that'll last with you?
No, I mean, I think at one point in the first night, I maybe went about 4 or 5 kills in a row, and I think that was that was a peak of the whole time. But I think actually, a personal highlight would have been last night. It was the second game against Angus Offroots and that Rory in our team, who was he's a really great player. But right at the start of the game, the very first kills was him doing a triple knife kill. And I was like, we were all like, how did that happen? How can the first 3 kills be knife kills? So I think one of the guys would try to get a clip of that to post it in the chat. It'd be good to see back.
I would love to see that again.
Yeah,
that's a phenomenal way to start it off. But yeah, it's been great having you involved, obviously. And in terms of esports, what do you think we should be doing next, or is there anything you would like to see from us? Any other games that you play, or?
Well, I mean, Call of Duty isn't actually. I mean, I have a game, but I hadn't played it in months, so that was my excuse for being rusty. But I think the 2 games I play are Pro Evolution, Pro Ev. I know FIFA is the most common one, but I play Pro Ev. And I do play Fortnite with my friends as well. Although they might tell me I'm a bit old for that now, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah, Fortnite's popular. Our challenge with that is getting the right gameplay mode, so that we can invite people.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah. It's not really something you can kind of get involved like the Call of Duty types of games, can you?
But we are looking into it, so we'll see. Watch this space. And as I mentioned earlier, well, we've I don't know if I have mentioned this, but we're almost at the 10,000 kill mark for this tournament. So there's been 9,494. Are you pleased with your contribution towards that?
Yeah, I am actually. I was worried that with all, as I hadn't played in so long, I was going to be shooting some real low numbers, but I think I did okay. Didn't embarrass myself too much.
No, you've done very well, and I'm sure you've been keeping an eye on the other sections as well. Tonight in the elite section, the semi-final lineup is Gold Ball versus Silver Chip, and then in the adjacent final, it's Auto Rec versus Highnet. You've came up against a couple of those teams before. Could you pick a winner?
It's Highnet. I mean, I can't see how anyone can be good enough to beat that Highnet team. They must win it.
It'll be interesting. You're the second person to tip them, so they're definitely well fancied and well favoured.
Yeah,
I think the silver chip team will take some beating as well, but I think the auto rec guys are really pumped to give Highnet a
nice
good
one.
tight
Good.
match tonight. So they'll be representing Glasgow for you, whilst the Inverness guys are looking to win it for the Highland Hospice they're playing for, no less,
Yeah. Oh,
uh,
good.
which is brilliant. But look, Mark,
Good.
it's been an absolute pleasure having you involved. Been brilliant having Lindsays involved in the whole thing, and well done for your support. You've done some brilliant charity work
Yeah.
throughout. So thanks very much for that. Any final words or
That's it.
thoughts for me?
No, thanks for having us. It's a great opportunity to get anything for charity. It's just like a good excuse to raise money for a good cause. So, but yeah, I might be hanging about and seeing and watching some of the streams later on to see how they do.
Please do stick about for that. The action should be good. So yeah, we'll be posting the streams on our Twitter feed, and you'll be able to check in the Discord chat obviously as well. So
Sure.
look
All
forward to
right.
seeing you there, Mark. Thanks
Great.
very much for your time just now.
All right. Thanks very much. See you. Bye.